then let's get into it. All right.
Hello everyone, I'm Eiji Aonuma, producer of the Legend of Zelda series. First, I have some news.
Ah, it's
Development
so good.
on the Legend of Zelda Tears of the
He's a
Kingdom
really
is now
handsome
complete.
guy, huh?
Thank you
Like
very
a
much
fine
for waiting.
wine.
Many of you are looking forward to this game, and we've released a few trailers so far. Although it'll just be
He
a
makes
brief
me
glimpse,
okay with being
I'm
older.
going to actually
You know what I
play
mean?
the game for you all today and show you what
Also,
it's
am I
like.
like way overexposed?
Okay, let's begin.
Turn this light off.
Here we are in the land of Hyrule.
Ah, looks so good, Chet. Looks a lot like
The
Breath of the
Legend
Wild
Zelda
1,
Breath
which
of
is
the
a
Wild,
compliment.
There's a vast world to explore. Of course, it's not just the same world as is. It's changed in many ways. If we talk about all of the changes today, we'll run out of time, so we hope you'll seek them out for yourself when the game launches.
He got him that long hair. It's true.
In this game, the vast world of Hyrule reaches high into the sky. You'll notice some landmasses floating up there.
Notice how there aren't like a million frame drops already. Game Freak, write that down. Talk to the Zelda team. Just make your Pokemon game in this style. I don't know what they did to optimize this to be like so smooth, but it's look at this. It looks like it's running at a solid 30 FPS, all right? It might be 30, it's probably not 60, but it at least looks good, right?
We call them Sky Islands.
Also, what's that thing in the top
You're
left? I see
probably wondering
food,
something.
shields.
How do
Oh, they
get
gave
to
you
the
a
Sky
shortcut for
Islands
food. I
when
like
they're
that.
so high up?
It looks like a sword or something.
If we take a look, oh, something's falling from the sky.
It's the world's
You see
ending.
it? I wonder what that
No.
is. Let's head over to it.
Oh no, you know exactly what that is, you goofy goober.
We're almost at the spot where the object fell.
Oh, is that a way to get
Here it
up?
is. Okay, let's use one of Link's new abilities. If you do this on the rock that just fell,
Okay, so top left are his abilities. That's the
look,
rewind
it
thing we
started
saw.
rising.
I mean, it
This
makes
power
sense.
is known as recall, which rewinds an object's movement. Since I just used recall on the fallen rock, I
That's
can
so
now
cool.
rise into the sky. We're a lot closer to the Sky Islands. Let's use the paraglider to reach one of them.
I wonder
few-
if okay. Here's one of my questions about this, right? That's true. I mean, there could be some issues with it. I just hope it runs okay. I'm not expecting like it's the Switch, right? Like I'm not expecting it to run amazingly, but bear in mind this is a $70 game, and Aonuma, I think it was Aonuma said, the price tag is what players should expect from the experience. And I have not been let down by him yet, so I'm going to believe it. I'm gonna believe it. My curiosity about this is, so it like just fell, right? So like I wonder, like, does it, okay, let's say something falls from the ceiling and then 20 minutes later you rewind it. Does it rewind based off of its last movement or the movement that just happened in the world around you? You know what I mean? Maybe it'll be explained later, but like that's
Two
kind of
other
my
Sky Islands
my
floating
thought
here,
process,
too.
my curiosity.
I made it.
They're giving people too much freedom. It's
There
true.
are lots of ways to reach the Sky
Kinda
Islands,
bonk.
so we hope you'll try a few
Durgan.
different methods. Okay.
Can we
now
talk
we're on
about the
a
fact
slightly
that they
bigger
finally
Sky
have
Island.
a food menu?
Just like on the surface,
That's so
there
nice.
are several man-made structures. Some trees are also growing here. You won't see many of those yellow trees on the surface, though.
Yo, look, a tree that doesn't
Let's
look
walk
like it's
around
from
for a
the
bit.
N64. Big moment. Everyone look at the trees. Scrutinize them heavily.
There's a branch on the ground.
The
When you
branch.
find something like this, you should pick it up. It might come in handy later. Let's continue.
Probably really out here telling us to pick up branches, dude.
Oh, something's there. This is a brand new enemy called a construct. We'll fight it using the branch we just picked up. Ah,
Uh-oh,
the
it
branch
broke.
Not good, not good.
Oh, durability
Get
again.
another branch,
Yay.
and we defeated it. Moving on.
So, durability's
We've
back.
now explored more of this sky island.
I've
As
talked about
expected,
durability before.
fighting with just a
I'm
branch
actually
won't
fine
get
with the
us very
durability.
far. Also, this branch is almost broken. So here's another one of Link's new abilities. If we use this branch and the rock over here, and do this, look, we can stick them together. We created a makeshift hammer. This is called fuse.
Whoa.
You can stick objects together to create new weapons with various effects. Let's take on another construct with this fused weapon.
How? That doesn't make
We're
sense.
dealing with two of them at once.
I mean, I'm here for it, but it doesn't make sense.
Oh, we beat one.
Wow, that's
The
way
weapon's
stronger,
attack has
actually.
definitely improved. The other branch
Long
broke,
stick.
but this weapon has much better durability. You can do all sorts of things by
Fair enough.
experimenting with the fuse ability.
That's really okay. One of the things that I hope that they do, and it looks like they didn't. That's fine. One of the things that I really wish that they had in Breath of the Wild was, so like, you'll notice that the stick had the same kind of attacking animations as like this hammer thing that he had, and don't get me wrong, I get that, but at the same time, I'm gonna turn on a little bit of music while we're just kind of chilling. Wind Waker, how about? 'Cause I have a feeling I'm gonna have a lot to talk about. But like, it doesn't really feel like it's a different weapon. So like, you had like each sword had like its own thing. Like he used a stick like a sword. That I wish I could remember exactly what it was. That my gripe was. So I guess it's kind of, yeah. If it filled the durability, if the new weapon's durability scaled to what the original weapon had, I would assume that it's using, it must be using a durability of like the rock, because the stick broke like right away. Like the stick broke after like 4 or 5 hits, but the rock was able to take 2 enemies at once. So I don't know if it like comes together as an average of the two. But yeah, that's interesting. I think it should honestly, like for fused weapons, it should just refill the durability, or maybe even make it both of the weapons' durabilities or something. I don't know. But I definitely see what you're saying. What I was saying before is that I hope that or I wish that there would be like different weapon styles and stuff. Like not every sword in the game should be swung the same way. Like I think there was like a katana in the first game, and he used it like pretty much like a great sword, if I'm not mistaken. Like that was a little disappointing. But I mean, just something to make the different weapons like feel a little bit different. I know from a lore standpoint, it doesn't really make sense, because like if you know how to use a sword in one way, you're not going to change how you use the sword. But like, I just think it would be cool. All right, anyway.
You can fuse 2 weapons, for example. If we take this long stick and fuse it with
Are we going to make a
pitchfork,
long stick?
we can create a weapon with a much longer attack range.
Long stick.
With this, we don't have to get too close to enemies, and we can safely
goofy
attack
as
from
hell.
a distance. You can also
That's
fuse
hilarious.
arrows with materials in your inventory.
Also, Ember, welcome to the stream.
For instance, try fusing this leaf to an arrow.
That's so cool.
Fuse an ice elemental material to an arrow, and
You make an ice arrow.
you can freeze faraway enemies.
So I wonder if that's like, that is
Very
the new
useful.
ice arrow, quote unquote.
In addition,
That makes all those chew
Let's see.
jellies a lot more important.
there's a bird flying around. If you're out hunting, you might feel that aiming with an arrow is too difficult. Apparently, my eyes can't track fast-moving objects as of late, so my shots rarely land.
Oh, as of late.
So
Oh,
at times like these, here's an eyeball you can get by defeating monsters.
we all know you're
Fuse it to
sandbagging
an arrow
Aonuma.
and
It tracks in.
look,
Sweet.
it homed in on the target.
That's so cool.
Let's try this on another bird.
Meat arrows. I would love that.
I'll just fire in that general direction. It's very simple. Depending on
Damn.
what you stick together, the
What if you
fuse
stick an
ability
arrow
could
to an
also be
arrow?
beneficial for hunting.
I would love to stick an arrow to an
I fused a
arrow.
mushroom to my shield. Now, you're probably wondering if this has any use. Well, this mushroom is actually a puff shroom. Let's fight an enemy with this.
Is it gonna
I
explode?
blocked with the shield. Okay, there's smoke now. The enemy's lost sight of Link, so attack!
Sneak strike. Awesome.
Even
Bro,
if you
stealth
struggle
builds.
with combat, you can take down enemies using similar methods. In the previous game, you'd usually get powerful weapons by defeating strong enemies. But in this game, fusing even the weakest weapon with something
Yo,
else could
big
turn it into
log.
a useful weapon. There are even more gameplay options for sticking things together. Let me demonstrate.
A rock shield?
Some
That's
of
so
the Sky
cool.
Islands even have rivers. We'll want to cross this one, but swimming across it, well, the river's too wide for that. We need a boat.
You need to believe.
Of course,
Believe
there
harder.
isn't anything that resembles a boat around here.
Wait,
So,
there's just
we'll
genuinely
lift up
good
this log
crafting?
and
I mean,
attach it to a
maybe we
second
knew that
log.
already. But that's
Let's
still
do one
super
more.
cool. You just
We'll
like
bring
glued them
this over
together.
here and attach a third log.
Ah,
It's a makeshift raft.
wow.
This is another new ability called Ultra Hand. Even though the logs are currently attached, they can be detached. Let's modify the shape of the raft.
Let's make it look stupid, please.
You can always attach things or detach them like this.
That's so cool. Oh my god, that's awesome.
Now, if we put this on the water, it's made of wood, so the buoyancy will keep it afloat.
You can like,
We've made a simplified version of a boat. However, it won't move in its current state, so we'll need
You need a
something to
leaf.
propel it forward. There's
oh, that's
something
so
here.
cool. There's so many
Let's try
different
hitting
awesome
it.
things.
Oh, wind. It's
It's got a
blowing
battery?
wind.
What's the battery about? Oh,
Looks
that's
like we
probably
found
just
a
the
fan.
power for it?
Why don't we try attaching it?
I see. Okay. That checks out. Throw it straight down.
We'll attach another one. This should make the boat well balanced.
Dual thrusters already? My boy.
Okay, they're attached. All right, let's try moving the boat. Hey, it's moving. It's sailing pretty fast with the wind from the fans.
Maybe a little
Since we
too
added two
fast.
fans, we should be able to cross the river in no time. All right, we reached the other side.
Don't get me wrong. That's awesome. But you totally you totally could have just swam across and well, I don't know. It depends on your stamina. Maybe you wouldn't be able to. If you have low stamina, I bet this is going to be a godsend. But otherwise, you could probably just go. I like the ice blocks, but they were like super niche.
In
And
the
I
most
mean, they
recent
might be in the
trailer,
game.
We showed scenes of Link riding a large car and a flying machine. Those vehicles actually aren't in the game from the start. Instead, you'll be able to freely craft
That's
them
so
on your
cool.
own. There are all sorts of objects you'll come across in this game. And depending on how you use your imagination, you
A
can do a
hover
lot with them.
raft?
So, try crafting different things and explore this world at your leisure.
That's really cool.
There are even more new abilities. Take this building over here.
This opens up so
Okay,
many
watch
different
this.
options for sorry, I know I keep pausing, but dude, this is like super cool. I was like kind of half excited for it, but like there's just I feel like they're justifying the $70 price tag right in front of me. You know what I mean? Like uh that's so much. Like every item is just you can just craft it into something else. Like that's nutty. What happens if you put a fan on your shield? You just blow enemies away? Like there's so many different things that even just they've just shown us here that I'm like, okay, what happens if you do blank? Like what if you put I don't know, maybe you can't, but like what if you put a fan can you put a fan on your bow? You can attach a leaf. I guess a leaf is a material now, not a weapon, so that's a little different. But yeah, I'm interested.
Look, I passed right through the ceiling. This new ability is
Bruh.
called Ascend. If you're in a place with a ceiling, you can go through to the floor above you.
That's like the first thing we learned about
There
this
are some
game.
restrictions, but what's great about this ability is that as long as there's a ceiling, you can use it anywhere. For example,
Like
this
in a
place has a
cave?
cave with a hill right above it.
What?
If we use the ability here,
So does that mean you're not going to be able to, like, you won't have to, like, climb?
come
Oh,
on.
that looks really
keep
cool.
going. Okay, we emerged at the top of the hill.
That's huge.
In the previous game, you had to use stamina to climb a mountain. But in this game, if there's a mountain with a cave like this one, you can now get to the top without having to climb all the way up.
That's
Here's another
really
example.
nice.
Imagine
Like,
you're
when
stuck
do
in
you
a
get that
cage.
ability, you know?
If it's got a ceiling, you know what to do, right? Exactly. Oh, there's another construct. It
He's got
seems to
himself
be
a-
holding a strange weapon.
Plank. He's got a
Some
sign.
enemies
He's
are
protesting.
equipped with fused weapons, so battles will play out a bit differently from the previous game. Ah, it blew me away with wind. Looks like it's got some sort of fan.
I really like that wooden stick.
I
Uh-oh.
got pushed off. Ah, well, let's just
Can you
return
believe
to
it,
the
guys?
surface. You can quickly descend from the sky to the surface like this. It feels so good. In the sky, you'll be able to look out across the land.
God, there's so much.
You can also search for destinations that pique your interest.
I'd go to that
Once
island
you've
right now.
chosen
Actually,
your
that thing right
destination,
there.
you can speed things up, like this.
Speed.
Let's dive into this river.
Hope it's not shallow.
And we're back on the surface.
I don't know, maybe that was
There's
too
still so
long
many
for him
things
to...
I'd like to show you, but let's leave it at that for now.
No, that was nothing. You didn't... You showed us so little. But there was so much.
What did you think?
It was
Some of
awesome.
Link's new abilities
I'm gonna buy it
were
now.
updated from the previous game. I'm
Oh,
sure
that's so
some of
cool.
you watching me play were thinking, wait, if you could do that, then maybe you could do this too.
Yes.
In this game, you can do a lot of things just by thinking about what's even possible. There's still a lot of new gameplay, mysteries, and encounters we couldn't show today, but they're all jam-packed into this unfamiliar Hyrule, and we hope you'll use your imagination to explore it.
Yeah, that's nutty. Because, like,
That's all for today.
there
Thank
were a
you for
lot of
watching.
there were a lot of things in Breath of the Wild, and then it shows like the Switch at the end too, which would be pretty. I mean, we all knew there was gonna be a Zelda Switch, obviously. Wow. Okay, so this is awesome. I mean, at first, whenever I heard, I think it was like a rumor or something, where it's like, okay, there's gonna be crafting in the game. I was like, really? Like, I don't want to have to go to a bench and just like, I don't know. I don't know. But I think the way that they did it, to where you could just like stick things together, I think that's really a good way to do it. Like, when you think about it, it is crafting, but it's done in like a more fluid way. So like, instead of going out and like gathering like, okay, here's 50 materials or whatever, it's all like done on the fly, which is really, really cool. So it's like, okay, I need an ice arrow. Well, I have some chew jelly, you know, slap that on an arrow. Like, you could probably maybe put an ice chew thing on your shield. And then whenever an enemy hits it, they just get frozen. And like, we all know how powerful freezing is. So like, you could theoretically do so many challenges with this. Like, this opens up a lot of different options and a lot of really creative ways to play the game. Like, how long until someone's like, let's do... So like with Pokemon Infinite Fusion, one of the things that they added into the game was the ability to do like solo Pokemon runs. Like, you could do like Tears of the Kingdom with only rock weapons or something. Like, and then that's just a thing you can do now. It's like, you get a sword, slap a rock on it, and all of a sudden, like you have yourself a challenge, you know? So that's cool. That's actually really got me hyped for it. I was kind of, I don't, like I said, depression's a bitch. I wasn't really excited about much, but this is neat. I like this. I am, yeah, it's nice to just like, it's nice to have information. And if these are like the sprinkles on top, okay, let me put it this way. If they were able to polish up these systems this much, and you know, obviously they're showing the best, but if they were able to polish up the systems, the extra systems, exactly, I haven't gotten the main course yet. Like, how awesome are like some of the missions going to be and whatnot, and just the fact that like enemies can have fused weapons too. That was one of my gripes with Breath of the Wild, was that combat got kind of samey, and I'm kind of hoping that they do something to discourage you from just dodging and flurry attacking over and over and over again. Like, don't get me wrong, it was cool the first 7,000 times, but it's a very nuclear strategy, and if it's a nuclear strategy, it's the best strategy. You're gonna do that strategy, like, and that you can make the game not fun for yourself when something is just the best way to do it. That's why we have challenge runs, you know, like that's why I challenge myself in games. But anyway, yes, this was awesome. I'm very excited about this, and if I have the cash, I'm gonna pick it up probably day one. I'm super hyped for it, and I hope I'm not disappointed. I don't think I will be. I was actually just talking with a Sheikah Squad yesterday, and we were like, Nintendo's promised things before, and then we're like, yeah, but that wasn't the Zelda team. You know what I mean? Like, the Zelda team has never done us dirty. I mean, it's made some games that are like a little weird, but it's never been like, I can't think of the last Zelda game that was just bad. Like, it was just unpolished. They've all been fun. I mean, arguably, I guess. Don't like some of the direction? That's fair. I just hope we get dungeons back. I really like, the beasts were great and the shrines were cool, and I think they have a place as like little bite-sized pieces of content, because whenever you have such a large open world, you have to put something worth getting in it, and the shrines were a really good idea, but I kind of really miss, like going on the adventure, like the story, going through a big dungeon and fighting like a mini boss, and just like really kind of testing yourselves against, the formula, essentially. Like, you get an item, you use that item you get an item from the mini boss that you then use to defeat the boss. And like, that's very nostalgic to me. I mean, they've done it a lot, so I do applaud them from CDI. Yeah, that was but those are beautiful in their own way, which is wild.